Standard 2 timelines. Seems interesting. Okay, so this is the one where it's truly basically 2 games of chess. In that case, what are we gonna do for our opening? Let's put a knight out there, see what happens. You played not the exact same move. Let's match here. Alright, already we got multiple, even more time branches. You put a knight there. That's interesting. We will place a pawn right there, ready to push another pawn. Alright, I'll just take your knight. That's fine by me. I am playing against, like, the hard AI, right? Okay. We can match this. And over here... well, we wouldn't want to take the pawn, because then, our knight gets taken, but we could put this. That's dangerous. I think I'm gonna go for it, though. Okay, interesting. We don't actually want to go for the trade immediately. We're actually going to check their king to buy us a bit of time. Over here... Interesting formation. You got multiple queens on the same board. That is, that's something for sure. I think we're going to push this pawn forward. Also, we've got this board to worry about. How are we going to deal with multiple queens? Knights are generally pretty decent when it comes to queens, because, like, I can target a queen without directly targeting... Without the queen being able to target me back in return. Okay. You know what? I am basically fine with the idea of trading a bishop for a queen. That seems sensible to me. Over here, again, I'm basically fine with the idea of trading a knight for a queen. And on this front... I want to develop my bishop. Okay, now your king is real vulnerable. Real vulnerable. Honestly, if we park our queen right there, on this diagonal, then that, or this diagonal, that is probably going to eventually win us the game. If we can keep the queen secure there. Which is a big if. If we can get the knight on this square safely in about... I think next turn we win. So let's put the queen out here to defend that square. Over here we just need to make sure you aren't doing anything crazy with your queens. We can secure that by... I mean, we could get the knight involved. Over here you pushed a pawn forward. That's great. I will just take that. Let's see what happens. Okay, so you've created a new timeline where you have... You fled with your king from this timeline back to this timeline, which created this timeline, where your king actually took my knight that had taken your queen. See, that's interesting. However, I'm not compelled to play on that timeline, and instead I will make the very simple move of just putting my knight right there and attacking your king from the past, which is going to give me the victory. I am fairly certain. And if I'm wrong, then I guess it'll be a nice, funny YouTube clip or whatever. And honestly, I don't even want to bother with the rest of these moves too much, since the way I see it, my victory is basically assured at this point. Okay, well, that didn't work how I thought it would. I'm confused why this knight isn't checking that king. It's... Okay, that's not great. I guess we'll block the queen. Actually, pawn makes more sense. There isn't even a king to fight for here yet anymore. So what are we even gonna do? Maybe I can go back in time and just kind of create that scenario again? And actually play it right this time? Except the extra turn might have been exactly what you needed to save yourself. We'll see what happens, though. Also, I think I'm upgraded to play on the board up top now. Okay, what am I gonna do? Probably something that'll be fun. And that king is not in a strong position, so really what I want to do is I want to push this pawn forward, open up this diagonal, and laser beam the king. Queen would be ideal, honestly. Okay, so what is this timeline? You took a queen from there, put it there, and created a whole new timeline where you've got a queen, 2 queens right there. Honestly, I don't even like this timeline for you because I just take with the bishop, don't I? Anyways, that's neither here nor there, because we don't need to play on that timeline if we don't want to. Okay, so thoughts. Take. Move. I think that opens up the position in a way we can get behind. Or maybe we just take and then we can move forward if they don't take. That's probably the better way to go about it. Over here, looks like you're trying to get your rook involved. I'd rather that not occurred, and I'm just gonna check your king. How about it? Okay, that is interesting. A pawn. Okay. Fair play. I can't really take, because then the knight takes. I can move the bishop back a bit, and that's... Then you're going to move this pawn forward, and then I'm going to have to take it. And then your rook takes me. And yeah, that's terrible, actually. I guess we'll go here and threaten the other pawn. We have caught up to the present, actually, as it turns out. So we've got more moves to make on even more boards. I want to push this pawn forward. I'll just start getting a break going on here. I moved the pawn forward, put you in check, as well as threaten your rook. Great. Now, yeah, this should be fine. I take your rook and become a queen and put you in check. Also, I will... Alright, there isn't even a king on this board. Why are we even doing stuff here anymore? I guess I do have a king. I need to get this king safe. So we're gonna take this bishop with my knight, and then we'll be castling pretty soon to get rid of a weakness. Over here... I'll be honest, I don't really see a reason not to just take your bishop with my bishop. Oh, it looks like I'm in check here. Oh, that's a bad check. It's a real bad check. I didn't secure up that thing safe quickly enough. Okay, well then. You need to go to the past and rectify this situation. What king is in danger? Ew, that's bad. That is real bad. How am I going to deal with this? There's no way I can take this queen, is that right? You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. Any queens on my other boards potentially capable? You, can you? Of course you can't. What about your bishop? Nope. This knight? Nope. This pawn? No. Oh, what about a pawn on this board? No. How do pawn captures even work across space? It doesn't make any sense. I could do that, but then you're still checking the king from the past. And I was so confident too. This is why you never open up diagonals. Ever. Is there anybody, anyone, anywhere, who can potentially take out this queen? The heck? So if this board moves forward at all, I'm dead. So I think that means I've just lost. Yeah, I don't see how I get out of this one. Because if I create a new timeline, then this board would be able to start moving. Okay, this is something we can work with. If we go far enough back, then maybe, just maybe, we might be able to do something. That being said, this board will be in play as soon as we get there, which is not going to be good because we will instantly die. So I'm not very optimistic. We need to get a check done like immediately here. I'm not confident that we can actually make that happen. If we do want to get a check of some nature achieved, now granted we could, be checking kings from the past, maybe. I think a knight would be best suited for that. So let's develop a knight and see if it helps. Okay, well, I mean, we can take this knight with our queen. Now, it should be noted and remembered that I can create one more timeline, which I think I will have to do. The question is how exactly. Probably use this queen to go back here. Like, I would prefer to be on this column. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm dead anyways, but this is my best bet. Did you just create a new timeline? Oh, and I need to make a move on this other board too? Great. I mean, the obvious thing to do here is just take the knights. Wait, what? I won? How? Okay, this queen is checking. Oh, this king! Oh, that is something. Oh, and as it turns out, the bishop sacrificed to get that queen. I think at the time that was a, why not do this sort of move? Well, that is what won me the game. And I believe right in the nick of time too, because like I said, if this board here had gotten the opportunity to move, if this board, which was only a turn away from being an active board, got to move forward, then actually one of my kings over here was going to get checkmated. Oh man, I thought that game was hopeless. Nice. And this is what you would have seen in 5D chess. Well, I mean, it would be better if it was actually like a thought out strategy and not like I stumbled into it, but you know what? All things considered, I'll take it. Man, the aggressive AI is fun to play against. I wonder if I can actually do well in the Royal Queen Showdown yet. Okay. White pieces. We need to move in such a way that we do not allow our opponents to kill us. So we'll move there. Okay. Now we want to move in such a way that we can check our opponents without getting checked ourselves. So, for example, if I went... So, for example, if I were able to go here, then I would be checking my opponent from last turn, and all would be well. We want to enable ourselves to do that. Actually, right there would set us up quite nicely. Okay, now, if we put ourselves here, I think that checks our opponent from a few turns ago. There we go. That isn't even the queen I thought I was checking. I thought I was checking this one, but you know what? I will take it. Yeah, I could go for some rook checkmating practice. This is not exactly what I meant by that. Okay, so I'm pretty sure. Now, I can't actually move from like this general area now, because if I do, the rook's just going to plant himself there and we will die. In fact, okay, we can't do that, obviously. We need to... Stop it. Actually, no, this is the best place for us to be. Okay, well, that's one way to play it. And hello, other king. I guess we can, like, start setting you up to maybe do something. So... Oh, come on, that's a draw? The opponent didn't even have a king! To begin with! Also, shameful to draw in 5D chess when you've got... You ended up with 2 rooks. Like, you know what? I will take that. I'll count that as a win in my book. You know, I've liked the King of Kings mode. It's interesting. Okay, are we ready for our first exchange? Take. We can do better. Oh, interesting. You will not prevail. Okay, looks like you're gonna try anyways. Take. Interesting. Now we advance the real king forward. Oh, you went back in the past. Fascinating. Very fascinating. Who are you checking? You're checking that king? Okay, that's fine. We will take you. And you're checking that king again? Okay, that's fine. We will take you. Over here, we will start advancing this king of... Okay, we can't do that, but we will advance you over here. Okay, you've created another timeline. I'm not obligated to play on that, though. I am obligated to do that, though. And I can move you forward, like so. Checkmates. Checkmates. Yeah, you can't really do much about that. Nice. Nice, nice, nice.